I rise in opposition to H.R. 2639, and I oppose it because I believe every child should have access to a good education, and I've long advocated for the need to expand choice to each student so that they have the opportunity to live out the American dream, regardless of their zip code or family resources. In fact, we talked about this very thing on the steps of the Capitol this morning. H.R. 2639 is a partisan proposal that would impose a top-down big government solution. That is the problem, allowing the federal government to decide how best to address the issues of racial and socioeconomic isolation in America's schools. Unfortunately, this debate is not about the equality for all children. If it were, we would have ensured no state had the ability to trap students in low-performing schools. Rather than bring a bill to the House floor that would expand the availability of charter schools or offer families educational freedom, Democrats have decided that teachers' unions are more important to them than real families who are desperate for access to a better education for their children. Additionally, this partisan proposal would create another federal program while ignoring existing priorities. During committee markup, I offered a substitute amendment to the bill that would have expanded the Student Support and Academic Enrichment Grants, or SSAEG, in the Every Student Succeeds Act to allow schools, districts, to use funds to reduce or eliminate racial or socioeconomic isolation in schools. The SSAEG were authorized on a bipartisan basis to give school districts flexible funding to address local needs and received $1.21 billion in FY 2020 appropriated funds. Unfortunately, committee Democrats rejected.
Expire.
Could I have another 30 seconds, please?
I yield the gentleman another 30 seconds.
The gentleman is recognized.
Unfortunately, committee Democrats rejected my amendment and chose to push forward a partisan bill that would only result in another broken promise from the federal government. Instead of working in a bipartisan, bicameral fashion to implement a common-sense solution, Democrats are once again choosing partisan political messaging over sound policy. It's been a tough year, especially on families who have had to adapt to learning in the age of coronavirus. So let's have a real conversation on how we can best serve our students and families by working to expand choice. I urge my colleagues to oppose this partisan bill before it's too late.
Gentleman's time has expired.
Thank you, and I yield back.